In this episode of Diary of a Filmmaker, I'm going to break down what a Hollywood lunch meeting is actually for, how to prepare for it, and what mistakes can quietly derail your success. Now, this of course is based off of my experience. If you've seen the previous videos, I've just had a really great lunch meeting with a producer friend who we have made multiple films together, and it went, spoiler alert, swimmingly well, and I will talk about that a little later. But now let's focus on what exactly a Hollywood lunch meeting is and why it's a crucial part of filmmaking nowadays. Well, actually, always. You should know lunch meetings are not pitch fests. They're technically auditions in a weird way, really depending on how well the person you're meeting knows you. Now that's crucial. If this is somebody you've worked with before, then it's just sort of catching up, hanging out. Hey, what are you up to? What are you working on? Is there anything we can do together? That's basically what it is. If it's somebody you've never met, which happens probably most often for lunch meetings, then it is an audition. You want to feel each other out in a social setting and see if this is either somebody you want to work with, somebody you can trust, all that stuff. And there's a lot of body language techniques that you can look into, and I'm not an expert on body language, so I'm not going to give you any of those, but you should know it is a crucial part of being a filmmaker, not necessarily the schmoozing part, but how you approach the lunch meeting, because it can make or break a future contract, a future sale, a project. It could either revive it or kill it, depending on where you are in the process of your work. There's a few things you should do when you approach a lunch meeting. I mean, this is with anything. Think of it as a blind date if it's somebody you've never worked with, and think of it as a second or third date if it's somebody you have worked with in the past, really depending on how comfortable you are with the person. Usually, if it's in my position, a writer or a director who's seeking employment, then you're probably talking to a boss or somebody who has the ear of the boss and can get you through the door. Most lunch meetings are either with managers looking for a client, agents, or producers who are either interested in working with you or have read your work and want to see what you're like in person. I say this in every video, but number one rule, don't be weird, but be yourself. Don't lick anybody's face or anything, but be yourself. It's going to be nerve-wracking no matter what. You're going to be nervous because a lot is riding on whatever you're doing, whatever the meeting is about. If it's about your career, your filmmaking career, then hell yeah, you're going to be nervous. A lot is riding on it because you want to succeed, right? You want to make movies. And this person in front of you across your spaghetti and meatballs is the person who can make that happen. So be yourself, do your best to breathe. Take a deep breath with me. Yeah, just take a moment and enjoy the fact that you have this opportunity. And as long as you're not weird, then you're not going to do anything off-putting. But certainly don't wear a mask. Be yourself. That's really the biggest piece of advice, because at the end of the day, they want to work with you, not the you they think you are. Now, should you pitch? Yes, if it's a pitching meeting, but I wouldn't go in there saying, hey, yeah, it's nice to meet you. Okay, so I have this, and this. It's about a talking dog who eats a magical steak and then becomes a stick dog and then he flies to the moon. Don't be the pitch guy unless it's asked, hey, what are you working on? Tell me what you're working on. Well then, by all means, pitch away. But don't be the pitch guy, because that can be off-putting. Because, if it's somebody in a position of power, they know what you want. They're not dumb. They know what you want, but they want to be treated like human beings too. So treat them like human beings. Have a conversation. Not everybody's good at small talk. I know I'm not. Do your best to have a human dialogue. Oh, what'd you do this weekend? Oh man, I did this and this. Oh great. Oh, have you seen the new Christopher Nolan movie? Try to have that kind of schmooze, because that's important. You have to humanize each other first before you can do business. I think that's a very important rule, something to keep in mind. Be a human being. That would be my thing. But should you pitch? Yes, have pitches ready just in case. Oh, that's so funny you mentioned that, because I'm working on this script and it's blah 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 blah. Oh wait, didn't you guys make blah blah blah? I had something similar, but it might be a little different. I don't know if you guys would be interested in this. Throw in little subtle hints like that. It isn't a pitch fest, so don't go in there going blah 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 blah. I want this, I want that. Give me money for this, and this. They know what you want, but treat them as a human being, and then let the conversation organically get to the point, if you know what I mean. I know a lot of people who've blown lunch meetings because they were a little too aggressive, or they misread the room, and that's a possibility. This is very different, by the way. A lunch meeting is very different from going into a studio to have a script notes meeting. meeting. You know, that's very, very different. I've had meetings, both, you know, meetings where I'll go into a production office or a production bungalow and talk to an executive about something I'm writing or something that they've read that they want to know more about. Like, oh, hey, we'll pitch us some more ideas about this, and this. I once pitched on the Twister movie. Obviously, it didn't get made. Not the tornado movie, the game, is it Milton Bradley? Whatever, the board game, the human pretzel thing. Didn't happen, but whatever. They could never find a way to crack it. That's very different from a lunch meeting. Lunch meeting is much more relaxed. It's usually a lot longer. It's definitely more of a let's catch up, more of an intimate setting, which is different from a bungalow office meeting. If it's intimate, that means they want to spend more time with you. They want to get to know you more. So bring the humanity, number one. Have your pitches in your pocket, but don't stuff them down anybody's throat. This being a diary, I should probably fill you in on what happened to me when it comes to lunch meetings. My lunch meeting went very well with my producer friend who shall remain nameless. Those projects that were discussed hopefully will materialize this year, in which case, if you subscribe, you can follow along with me on that journey, because I'll bring you on every day of production. And those will become daily when I get to it. It was his suggestion, hey, let's go to lunch. I wasn't forcing it on him, which is great. You know, you always want that. You don't want to be the hey, meet with me. You don't want to be that guy. You can be the squeaky wheel gets the grease, but you don't want to be the asshole wheel that people want replaced. Don't be that. We met in North Hollywood. It was a nice little restaurant. It was very much just catching up. Hey, how you been? Happy New Year, all that stuff. And I'm like, so, you know, what are you guys working on in 2026? And he let me know they're making a bunch of movies, and he wants to send me a list of movies to see if there's anything that's interesting to me, and I get to pick. It's a dream. It's a dream. Again, I am in a very different position than most filmmakers, because I have not only a track record, but I have worked on productions with these people before, so they know me, they trust me, and it's kind of easier than somebody just starting out. I'm gonna have to go this way because it sounds like it's gardener season everywhere in my neighborhood. Hopefully that doesn't bother you too much with the sound. I apologize. He said, I'm gonna send you a list, and I said, great. And I had some pitches that I wanted to toss his way, and I said, you know, it's funny, I'm not sure if this is on the list, but we discussed this project, and I pitched him the idea, and he was like, oh, we would definitely make that. I'm like, whoa, oh, great, okay. He goes, yeah, would you send me a pitch? I'm like, yeah. So he was very responsive. You know, it's a genre and a subject matter that they've sort of tackled before, sort of completely in their wheelhouse, and he was completely open to at least a pitch. So before I shot this, I wrote about a paragraph or so, a pitch that I just emailed to the production company and the producer. And it is, I can't say what it is, but if it materializes, you'll know. But for now, I can't tell you anything, it's a secret. But anyway, I sent him the pitch, it's done. That's another thing. If you have a lunch meeting and you have a project that you love, that the person loves, the person wants to buy, jump on it, dude, don't wait. Do not wait, jump on it, go, go, go. Get that written down. Who cares if it was just I had a log line, I only had a sentence. Bitch, this is your job. You get out there and you write a paragraph on that motherfucker and you make that movie. That's your job. You're the creative, have fun. Don't use ChatGPT, use your brain. The original ChatGPT. Just go out there and grind, get that fucking outline out and send it to them immediately. So boom, that was one project down. And then as we were talking, I had remembered back in, you know, a year or so ago, they'd mentioned another sort of incredible project they were considering. And I brought that up. Hey, I thought you guys were working on this. What's the status of that? And then he goes into this long thing about the status of this certain project. I can't name it now, but it's a pretty big deal. It would be one of the biggest things that they've ever done, at least in name only. And I was like, I want that. Don't be afraid to say what you want in a meeting like this, especially in a lunch meeting when things are very, you know, they're very informal and intimate. Say, oh, I want that. I would love to do that. Producers respond to passion, especially producers that you've worked with before that know your work. If you're just sitting there, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds okay. 100% nobody wants a wishy-washy. Jump on opportunities when they're presented to you. They have this problem with this project and he needed somebody to solve it. And I was there saying, I'm gonna solve that shit. I'm gonna solve it. I'm in. And he responded to it. I saw him sit up and go, oh, okay. And then he was 100% down to make that a reality. So that's 2 possible projects now that I've gotten out of this lunch meeting. Plus the list of stuff that he's gonna send me. Like, hey, we're also working on this. And those are movies that already have official green lights. They just don't have writer directors attached. So things are looking good. It was a very successful lunch meeting. I'm very happy to report. Very successful lunch meeting. I'm gonna end my week very happy here on Diary of a Filmmaker. I've got an official pitch in to that production company. I'm working on an outline for another film. I've got gardeners over there. I'm gonna go this way. I've got the rewrite, which honestly is the most difficult thing because I'm having issues finding the free time to focus on the rewrite. And maybe I'll do a video on rewrite writing, because I think that's kind of important. But again, that's case by case basis, because every script is different. You're not going to write the same thing twice. You can't rewrite the same thing. Again, every script has its own issues, and that's kind of the beauty of writing, I think, because it's never a boring day at work. At least it shouldn't be. Anyway, so long story short, Hollywood lunch meetings are important. Keep pitches in your back pocket. Don't seem desperate. Don't seem like, oh my God, please, can you hire me? Hire me, hire me. Even if you are, and you probably are, and they know you are. If you're meeting with them, if you're not, somebody massive, they know you need work, and they're meeting with you because they like you. That's fantastic. Take advantage of that. Enjoy that. Build human connections. That's really what separates your career from being a nobody who never gets hired to somebody who gets hired frequently. You build a rapport with people, you build connections, you build friendships, and they bring you back because of that. So lunch meetings are very important. Keep pitches in your pocket, be a human being, and be a good person, and just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the fact that they want to hang out and chat with you about making movies. Okay, there's more gardeners this way, so I'm gonna go that way. It's Gardener Day, officially. Anyway, I'll leave you for now. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any Hollywood lunch meeting stories. It doesn't even have to be Hollywood. I mean, people make movies everywhere. I was just, saying that as a term, movie lunch meetings. We'll go with movie lunch meetings. How about that? Let me know if you have any fun stories of your own. Needless to say, my big lunch meeting is a success. I got a ton of movies coming my way. Hopefully you have a ton of movies coming your way. Oh no, we just ran into a gardener. I stepped outside, literally hit the sidewalk, and every gardener came to life. Fun times. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you very, very much. If you haven't yet, do consider subscribing. We just hit 100 subscribers. I'm very honored by that. Thank you so much. The filmmaking community is growing here, so I would love for you to be a part of it. Drop a thumbs up on the video. Highly appreciated. It does help the metrics and all that good stuff. And we will meet again, hopefully, down the line. I believe in you. Remember that. At least you've got one fan in me. Let's get it.